Okay, we're back basically immediately. I had to go get the DLC, and I had to make sure that the audio was fine. I raised it a little bit, and hopefully that doesn't throw it out of whack for this episode. But it should be fine. So, you start with healing grass, and that's it. There's 2 free DLCs that start you with extra items, but I personally don't see a reason for it. Now, despite not having this sword yet, you're already equipped with all your weaponry. D-pad for this. Okay, see what I mean about the panty shot counter? It just wouldn't work in this game. Compa's skirt's too short. She's always showing her panties. SP skills are your specials. They're your magics, basically. This is your combos. Okay, you have to have one, so break, crush. Crush. Okay. So... okay. There we go. Break is for breaking the, their guard bar. Rush is for something we don't actually have access to yet. And power is just straight. It hits very hard. There we go. I have a very specific way of having these that I'll probably check one of my other files to figure out. Setting up the party. That doesn't matter for until we beat chapter 1, I think. Also not something that matters. And there we go. Status. Okay. So, strength is physical attack. Vitality is physical defense. Intelligence is magic attack. Mental? I don't know. Men is magic defense. Agility is how fast your turn comes, I'd assume. Tech appears to be your chances of hitting the enemy. Luck probably affects like crit rate and item drops. And movement is how much you can move in the field. The battle field. Oh. Oh. Right, that's a thing. Quests, we have none. Nepedias, all this stuff, and of course system is system.
ネテューヌって言うんだ。なんか親近感ある名前って感じだね。ネプネプの名前と似てるです。ところでこれから行くところってどんなとこなの？なんか持ってった方がいいかな。
Hold on a moment. There we go. It'll sometimes reset some of your settings. This episode will actually have some combat in it. Okay, sorry, getting a drink. These are the city controls. They're not something that actually matters. The facilities, the events, museum thing. That's not something that I'm ever going to remember to do. And Virtua Forest is our first dungeon. And all of these enemies are basic bitch enemies that are really, really weak. But first, information! Again, sometimes it'll give you items, sometimes it's just extra info stuff. Character development. You have no money, so I'm not going to bother going to the shop. Yep. Lots of monsters. Lots of really, really crappy monsters. Man, we're gonna have to massacre the doggoos. I mean, she's not wrong. Poor Neptune, thinking she's the main character.
ちょっと不安ですけど、ネプネプが頑張るなら私も頑張るです。よいしょっと。ネプコンパ？何その超巨大な注射器。てかそれどこに持ってたの？モンスターさんに襲われた時のためにいつも持ち歩いている護身用の注射器です。どこに持っていたかは
I'm not gonna do the thing I did first episode, where I show the English stuff. That was a one-time thing.
注射器が護身用ってのも私としては突っ込まずにはいられないんだけど。細かいことは気にしたら負けですよ、ネプネプ。さあ、モンスターさん退治をしながらどんどん進むですよ。
So, on this screen you have A to attack, or I'm curious if it's always A, or well, basically for me it's B to jump, A to attack, X to do this thing, and Y will sometimes enter the menu, sometimes not. Okay. God. Yep. God, that sound. This is one of the area things where you can't just walk around it. A lot of the event markers, you can just walk around. That is correct.
はいです。一見可愛く見えるスライムさんですが、悪いモンスターさんなので手加減はいらないです。よーし、まずは肩慣らしにチュートリアルセンター行ってみよう。
That's exactly what this is. So you move, you attack. Oh, they do tell you about it. Adjust the position of the blue-colored attack range marker with the left and right D-pad buttons. Hit counterattacks is the rush, power attacks is power course, guard break attacks is break. I didn't notice that they also reverted my goddamn settings for that. So much nicer. Can I? If I stand here, can she? Yeah! And every time Compa wins a battle, Pandy shot. That's why Pandy counter can't work. Yeah, that's why you want to change your skills up. Because that fight can take like a couple of turns if you don't have them set properly. Nope, properly in this instance means just as long as you've changed them around a little bit. Don't just leave it at the normal, the default. Neppy, you didn't even get to fight. Fuck. Whatever. It probably wasn't anything important. No, that is correct. I know where the confusion's getting. I think that it's using the Xbox controls, and it's not. It's using the whatchamacallem, the DS controls, Nintendo controls. Actually, no, that just appears to be... That one's correct, so... I don't know, help screen's just wrong sometimes. But right in the same screen... it's typically only boss battles that don't allow you to escape. Okay, and it was saying something about RB. That changes to HGD, switch, item, and flee commands. Nah, there's no way. You always want to try and get as many as possible in a single attack. And you're immune from getting into a fight for a certain amount of time after you leave one. The tulips are slightly more dangerous than the dog goose. So, get used to this sound. I'm going to be spamming the treasure button. Grass, good. This right here is a Doggo Man. He's like an uglier version of a Doggo. Ta da 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 da. I forgot Neptune will do the... How is that not copyrighted? How is the Final Fantasy Victory thing not copyrighted? Oh, and that's a treasure. Sports 1, huh? I forget what that does. There we go. And yeah, level ups early on are pretty significant. That's the difference that breaking the enemy's guard makes. Now, if the enemy gets a turn after you guard break them, it'll refill the gauge a little bit. Every turn, the gauge refills a little bit, I think. But definitely after their guard broken, it'll refill it a little bit, but it won't remove the status immediately. So as long as the enemy doesn't get multiple turns in a row, you can typically keep it under guard break status. So I'm going to get to the save point. I'm going to probably not save immediately. But I'm going to do some grinding. I'm going to get up to like, I don't know, maybe level 5? Probably somewhere around that. And I'm going to go get... There's a surprise attack. I was too slow. Ow! Compa, you don't do as much damage as Nep Nep. So now we get to see Compa's use. She's the white mage. She's not a very good white mage. Yes, keep hitting Neptune. She can take the hits. Ah, I was supposed to show the rush attack. Oh well, the rush still doesn't matter because we still can't use it. We're not going to be able to use it for a long time, actually. Now that I think about it. Okay. This is a boxer. Sorry, Boxer X. That seems a good time. Cross combo! It's a good skill. Most because it's fairly cheap. Now, I'm lazy, so I'm not going to be cutting out the battles. Oh, D-pad up and down zooms your camera in and out. Ow. Now, the gather points will change through different runs through the game, through the dungeon rather. So don't just assume that because you found a red pigment there that time that you're always gonna find a red pigment there. Damn it! I still haven't gotten to bonk. Life fragments. I believe those are your Phoenix Downs. Stay away from the event symbol. Bonk! So, guard break attacks do extra damage against the enemy's blue gauge. Hit attacks just hit a lot more, but they're typically weaker attacks. And power attacks are usually less hits, like number of hits, but they're far stronger. But the hit attacks, the rush attacks do have a very specific use later on in like 3 chapters. Sir, all I wanted to do was just heal. I'm going to attempt to show off like every skill at least once. In the cases of some skills, like cross combo, I'll have to show it off a couple of times for, well, reasons. So I'm going to pause the video here and I'm going to come back at the shop. And once I finish the shop stuff, that'll be the end of episode 2. While I'm thinking about it, something that I want to mention about Compa is Nep is more of a power type. Like, a lot of her really good skills are going to be in that. Compa is very break heavy. Break and rush heavy. She has not only that poison, but she also will get one or two other break attacks that are status ailments. Whereas Nep gets a lot of elemental power attacks. God, I hope I get enough credits. I'm at level 4, and I need a whole 137 experience, but I'm not sure if the 232 credits will be enough, or the, like, hopefully 500 by then. We're very close to our level up, but I wanted to show off this. They got a surprise attack on me, and decided they wanted to all group together. You frickers. God, there's not going to be a way for me to get... Ah! There is! If you can get the enemies clumped together, it can result in a massive max combo and max damage. What's my current? 37 away. So we hit level 5, and Neptune got the break combo jumping arts. And Compa got the break combo. I'll do my best. And I will eventually actually remember what that means. Wait. I do remember what it means. I don't remember how to set it, if I even can yet. So, that the break combo that it was talking about, I believe is related to what you use the rush attacks for. Interesting. Can't figure out if I missed that or if that was just... no, it had to have been just me missing it. That's fine. Hey, more chirpers. Nah, really? A hidden treasure is kind of a miswording. There's sometimes multiple. Hey, it's Dengeki Last, this bitch. So, you can buy healing grasses and detoxins. I think the tulips apply poison to you. They apply some status ailment to you. Ah, okay, it's only 100 credits for the bamboo sword. Now, you are somewhat stronger and more magical. You lose like 5 hit rate and 5 speed. But that attack buff. Now, for these, I'm typically don't bother with too many of them. Let's see. you need the leather bracelet because you have a lower natural vitality. These I especially don't screw with. Misanga. It's really, really good luck. Like, that's... most of these is something on it is really, really good. The only exception is the soul bracelet, which is good in 2 stats. No clothing items. You have to buy, quote unquote, the ability to buy a lot of the clothing items. Same thing with the materials and the processors. Some of them will unlock naturally. Some of them I think you have to create the plan for. Selling is exactly what you think it is. You, with that, and you, bamboo sword. The weapons actually change, and I love it. So we're gonna re-enter Virtual Forest. I'm a little over the time, but it doesn't matter. So much damage. No, you actually can't see the damage boost just yet. Well, like, technically you guys are seeing it, but me, not so much, because I was already killing them in roughly that many hits anyway. That treasure's not in the same place every time. Yeah, once you get high enough defense over the enemy's attack, they just do nothing to you. That, for me, is the best show of my progress between the level up and the upgraded weapon. I wasn't killing those guys in a single combo before. And he died not just in a single combo, but with me missing one of my attacks. Now, about the gather points. The very first time you go to a dungeon, none of the gathering points are on the map. However, once you've collected a gathering point in the dungeon, it will show up on your map forever, basically. Ow. Now, the reason that, you know what, because I'm still only at 33 and a half, almost 34 minutes actually. No, because then there's story afterwards. Hold on, all the way down. Okay, yeah, these ones are fine to get rid of. So yeah, this is going to be the end of this episode. I was going to do the event, but it's a bunch of cutscene in addition to a fight. So